Hi, everybody, and especially all my Stampin' friends. And this is Robin Dawes at Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in lovely Poway / San Diego, California. And I'm here today to share a card with a little bit of a fancy fold using a couple of our Celebration products. Specifically one that I haven't really used before, so I actually have a few other cards to let you know, what other stuff I've made. I've actually made several cards using this, so I've been having a little bit of fun here. Still trying to find me so that I don't screw up like I did last time with not being able to see you guys. So hopefully, or you not being able to see what I'm doing. So hopefully it'll come on a little bit better this time. Anyway, so I'm going to put you down so that you can see some things. So hold on. And hopefully we are sort of straight in here. So everybody knows it's celebration time for our second time this year, which is always quite exciting because we want to share a couple things. One, this is my favorite thing in here, so of course the Dazzling paper is going to make a little side presentation. But this beautifully penned DSP goes with your hand penned stamp set from the mini catalog. And so what's nice is that you have these black and white pieces. Let me move this out of the way so you can see them a little bit better. So you get 4 of each of these 3 pieces, and as you can see, this is amazing to color or just for backgrounds. And then you've got the backs of these that are even more black and white. But again, you can color these in however you want to color them. But especially, you could use a dauber, you could use your blends, you can use whatever you want. So I'll show you a couple cards that I did that isn't what we're doing today. So this one, I'm gonna turn it back over here. I used this piece and I just colored it in with some of the my Fresh Freesia blender pens, and then tied a bow with both the Fresh Freesia and the black little sparkly stuff. This is a new one for me, the little tags that I just got, so I wanted to play with that. And here's another one that I did. Again, I just took a little piece of that paper, cut it out with the circle dies, and then colored that in also. I'm going to turn you up just a slight. And again, same thing. Now this has a little bit of a fancier fold than what we're going to do, because I actually, if you can see, cut it with the border dies and then flipped it over, this being the back side of our polka dotted paper. So I just flipped it over and it just fits in there perfectly. And then I will show you what we're actually going to be making today. So this is the first one I made. Using again the black and white paper, but then I also realized I had recently gotten these pierced bloom set and I hadn't used it at all. I don't know if you guys got this or noticed it. It's in the annual catalog. It looks pretty unassuming here, and you really don't, the only thing you get to see up here are these dies a little bit. There's dies that go with it. And I hadn't even really used these at all, so I cut them out because it's really the dies that I wanted this set for. And you can see right here, hopefully, how they're all stitched. So that's really what I wanted them for. Now, then I said, I got to bring in a little bling here, and then I brought in a lot of bling. So we're actually going to make this one today. And again, bling bling. I was thinking of using this for like an anniversary card. You could use this for a wedding card. Now when you look at this, you say, where does that congrats come from? Which is going to be another fun thing we're going to do today. It comes from here. Congrats, you're so fancy now. Well, that doesn't sound like me. I'm not quite sure where you'd use the you're so fancy now. So I'm going to show you how to mask off so you can just use part of a stamp set if you want to. So that's what we're doing today. Oh, and this, there's 25 dies in here. So you got some for the centers and some for the different kinds of flowers, leaves. We're going to be using this little label die. I love that they're putting more labels in here for us. And I've already basically cut out most of that stuff today, so we'll move this out of the way somewhere. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I have an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of just plain old black cardstock that I've scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to fold that down. Now remember I said there's this little fancy fold in here that we're going to use. And what that is I just cut 1 inch off. So this is a normal piece. And now we're just going to cut 1 inch off the front here. Okay, and that is the sum total of our magic fancy fold. And then I've got a piece that's just 1 inch, but see, it'll be under here just fine because I'm going to pull it in a little bit of that Dazzling paper. I've got a 3 inch by 5 1/4 piece of that black and white paper. Might as well put some of this in right now. So let's get that on, just trying to make the edges even. Pay careful attention to this one here because it is going to be one of the more important edges for you. And then I also have a 3 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this for a birthday or a wedding or a anniversary or what, so actually I decided I wasn't going to put anything else other than the congratulations. Now I'm going to go like this and close it and make sure this lines up before I finally give it a good push down here. And notice I put it kind of over our white there. Okay, so then we've got our, now you can't really tell on here that these are the pierced ones, but you can tell hopefully on the black ones. Can you see how they're pierced or stitched or whatever you want to call them? So I already cut out a bunch of these and I want to just glue them together like this so that they're overlapping. And I want to do that before we stamp on here. Hi, Carolyn. Hope you're having a good day today. I just can't get enough of this Dazzling paper here. And then this is another one of the blooms. I guess the black is really hard to see. And I showed you there were some little centers. These are just one of the little centers that I cut out. When I cut out these to begin with, this is the one I just want to put on the inside. What I did is, you know, the other card I showed you, I'll just let that dry over here, this one. I actually took every single one of those blooms and I cut them out in the polished pink and the fresh freesia just to see what all the different ones do. So I actually have an entire bag of these. oh, I guess I did it in the, what is this, papaya also. And I cut leaves out in a couple different colors too, just so that later on I would just have ones I could kind of pull out of there too. Okay, so now the fun part, the only little stamping that we're going to be doing here today. And this is the label that actually comes with the die set. So another cute little label to use. I like the size, it's kind of perfect. Okay, so remember I said we're going to use this congrats that's on here, but I don't want all those other words there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of washi tape. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any washi tape anymore. This, if I can find the edge. So you could just use, you know, small painter's tape. There we go. And I am going to actually use an old pair of scissors just to get that straight. Normally I would just tear washi tape. So what I'm going to do is just cover this. And then I kind of pushed it down into the little fold that's between those two and pushed it down over here too. So it's pretty well in there. Just make sure it's not covering my congrats at all. And the only hard part about stamping with this is that you have to remember, if you're going to do a second one, you're going to have to start over. New washi tape, new everything. Okay, so you see how I've got that on here? And now no one gets to see those words because we decided we didn't like them. Okay, so when we bring in our little memento ink here, and I'm going to ink up my congratulations. And you want to make sure it's pretty perfect because, like I said, it's going to be a pain to do a second one. And then you're going to take off your washi tape. Now I can actually see a teeny bit of ink on the top of those letters. Oh gosh, no, I can't tell which ones. Or maybe I just thought I did. I guess we're going to have to wait and see because I can't tell now. All right, let's see how we did. So you can see how there's no ink on those underneath letters there. And there you go. Don't have to say congratulations, you're so fancy now. I can just, or congrats rather. I can just say congrats. And you can do this with any stamp. And the other thing you can do if you really don't like the letters is these are your stamps, guys. You can cut them. You can get rid of, you know, you can cut it up if you think I'm never going to use that bottom part there, so let's just get rid of it. So it's up to you. Okay, so this is the same as this, but I like to do this on a lot of my punches and stamps. So, you know, I initially had put it on like this, but because it's a lot of white on white, it wasn't standing out. So this is the way to get kind of a double use. What you're going to do is find approximately the middle of here and cut this in half and then just separate them a little bit. And now it's kind of outlined. So that's what we're going to do, is glue those on here. You don't want to get glue all the way up to the top here because that's the piece that's going to be showing. And this one's nice because it's really easy to line up top and bottom like this. I've had other ones not so easy. And just make sure that you're putting your glue on the right side here, which is the side that's facing up. This is why I like to use glue too, because you can move it a little bit, because you do want them to be about equal. And we've kind of now doubled the use of the ability to use this die, which is really kind of fun because we got like that, and then the back just looks like that. So double the use. Okay, so I'm just trying to let it dry a little bit because it does seem a little wet here. All right, let's put some dimensionals on here. And bring our card back in. The other sneaky thing I did with this is I actually said, look, I can use the edge here as kind of another edge, you know, to outline this. All right. Let's get another dimensional kind of off the, a little bit off to the side of there. I'll pull these up a little bit. And one more for my other one. Again, a little off to the side, because I don't want it on top of there. And I also don't want it hanging over. And then we need something in the center, right? So instead of putting just some little black dots, I actually got these matte black dots that we have. I really like these. They're very useful. And I'm going to put 3 of them. This is my take a pic tool, which is my favorite thing for getting these dots up and on something, because it's so quick and easy. See the little putty on the end? Just push them down a little bit. Sometimes when we have this glimmer paper or sparkly paper, sometimes it's a little difficult to get these to stick, but I don't know, these were sticking just great. So there we have it. Let me pull you back up for a second. Oh, I'm gonna put back this other little one. Hi, Margaret. There we go. All right. I'm gonna pull you back up and say goodbye. If you heard that doorbell, that's my sister who is visiting from Reno, and we are gonna be going out shortly. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next Monday at 1. And there's information above if you want to order anything or just want to take a look around. So take care. I'll see you next week. Bye.